Hi and welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally Graham, and today I'm joined by Shannan Bamforth, who is Managing Director of Codrus Minerals. Now, Shannan, a little bit of history with Codrus there. You've spun out from Blackstone Minerals because they basically had way too much to do with their Taqua project up in North Vietnam. So you had these projects were sitting there. They were too good to ignore. So the company thought, so it's been spun out. You've picked up the MD job. Now there's a portfolio of about 4 projects. Could you just run us through the projects, where they are, and the timetable you've got of working on each of them?
Yeah, thanks, Wally. So Codrus Minerals has got 4 projects globally. 3 of those are in Western Australia, 2 of which are located on the doorstep of Kalgoorlie, and 1 up in the Pilbara, Nullagine. And the 4th project is over in Oregon in the USA. So we've kicked off drilling at the Silver Swan South project, about 20 kilometres out of Kalgoorlie. So that's the first drilling for the company. And as you alluded to, some of the results that Blackstone were getting on some of these little gold projects were just too good to ignore. So we've picked these up. Blackstone still maintains just under 50% ownership of Codrus. They're a scrode for 2 years, but we've got a very good start and we're off and drilling.
Right, so the drilling that you've kicked off there at Silver Swan, what is it about Silver Swan that made that top of the list?
Well, look, it's one of those areas. You're sitting along strike on the Fitzroy Fault from Kanowna Belle, which is the controlling structure for the mineralisation at Kanowna Belle, which is obviously a behemoth of a mine, plus 5 million ounces of gold. And you're also similarly south of Silver Swan, a very high-grade nickel mine historically that's now got some new discoveries there with Golden Swan. And we've got the same ultramafic suite that actually tracks down from Silver Swan into our tenements as well. So we've really got 2 opportunities at Silver Swan South, 1 for gold and 1 for nickel. And the fact that it's all covered by paleo channel, so it's really had no drilling down into the bedrock underneath or chasing into these structures. Any historical work's really been just chasing shallow paleo gold, which was obviously all the rage in Kalgoorlie in the 80s and early 90s.
Well, you're into the drilling there, and that'll probably last for a few more weeks. And then after that, where are we going?
So we'll finish up the drilling. We've got about 1,600 metres to drill out at Silver Swan South, and then we'll head across to Redgate, which is about 100 kilometres up to the northeast, and the Edgedina camp. And we'll get into some RC drilling there, testing some geochemical anomalies, some IP anomalies, and a number of numerous historic hits that were really quite remarkable and haven't been chased up.
All right, and then it's up to the Pilbara. You're pretty well spread out.
Yeah, so look, we've got a good little team. We'll be able to keep tracking ourselves around the country. And the work up in the Pilbara, look, we'll get up into the Pilbara, doing a little bit of follow-up soils, some mapping, maybe some IP geophysics up there as well. And then we'll really look to be drilling up there come back end of March, early April. Obviously want to avoid cyclone season in that part of the world. But look, we'll set ourselves up to be able to hit the ground running hard with the drills off the back of those earlier works. And up there again, we're in between the 2 major faults up that control mineralisation up there, the Blue Speck Fault and the Middle Creek Fault. And mineralisation all around us. We've got Beatons Creek we're in production with Novo Resources. And they've obviously cranked up the Nullagine mill, and we're about 10k from that Nullagine mill with a tenement package surrounded by mineralisation that doesn't have a drill hole in it.
And the US stuff, I suppose you must have a team over there because it's pretty hard to get over there.
Yeah, we've got a small team based in the continental part of the US there, and where we are in a pretty good position there is we've got a few different consultants that we know quite well that work in the area. And we can actually progress the project in its initial forms, which will be geophysics as the big plan to get out there and run a geophysics program, probably October. We'll actually get on the ground and start running that IP program.
All right, well, Shannan, you come to the company with quite a few runs on the board already in your previous incarnations. Just to give us a quick update on those, and what was it about Codrus that attracted you to the gig?
Yeah, thanks, Wally. The last 11 years I spent with Sandfire Resources, looking after exploration and geology in general, heavily involved in everything from the original drill out of DeGrussa right the way through to the discovery of Monty and then on a lot of BD work. And the transition out of Sandfire after 11 years, it was time for a new beginning, so to speak, and had a number of approaches where the projects were really good, but the people probably not so much, or the people were great and the projects, they were just being viewed with rose-coloured glasses. With the Blackstone interaction and dealing with Scott and Hamish from Blackstone, really got the feeling that we some good people, and the more I looked at the projects, the more I could see light in the projects. So it was really that combination of good people and good projects was the catalyst for me to join.
All right, well, you're out there, you're drilling, you had the first lot of drilling for the company, which is good. We can't wait to sort of see the results in that, and I'm sure you can't wait to see them either. So we look forward to seeing those. We look forward to bringing all that news to our readers and viewers here at the Resources Roadhouse. But until then, Shannan Bamforth, thanks very much for making time to come to the Resources Roadhouse. It's great to have you in, and we look forward to hosting you again very, very soon.
Thank you very much, Ollie. Appreciate it.